So we have a fulcrum here. Let's start from myself. In the last week, I've been working on the minimal implementation of the recovery state machine, and because I it turns out that quite a few features and quite a few functionalities depends on the state machine, and it's tightly coupled with different kind of features. For example, the recovery, the peering, the scrub. I realize it's quite like this machine in the messenger, but it's more involved than that. So it took longer than I expected. Yesterday is just compiled, but I need more time to test it and improve it.
Do you mean OSD operation state machine?
No, the PG.
Oh, PG.
The PG state machine, P recovery state machine, is defined in the PG.h and the PG.cc.
Okay.
Pretty much, PG specific state machine. And I think that's me. I mean, how's it going?
Me?
Yeah.
For the makeFS, the memory store makeFS issue, I fixed some places, but still has some problem. I will show you the. Give me a minute. Can you see me my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Some places. The first one is that the makeFS here always 0. So I didn't fix it. I don't know why it couldn't get the setting here. It is always 0. So I make a.
So did you pass the? Sorry for interrupting you. Did you pass the command line option like --f makeFS to Crimson OSD?
But the code it is it already set in the code, right? If I misunderstand it, it already added the option.
We don't hardwire the command line option in code.
Not the command line.
If I understand correctly.
I will show you the.
We pass the command line option in the in vstar.sh.
Let me show you the code. Where is it? Give me 1 minute. Where's Crimson? Huh? Here. OSD. There's min.c. So here, it already added options here. See
yes,
it?
It's a.
And then
it's
it
added
gets
so
configured.
that the parser can materialize it in the argument map, so that you can check it later on in using config.count.
So sorry, I don't understand that. So you still means we need to pass the input the argument in the command line, or it is already default setting here. Oh, we still need to add it in the command line.
Yes, we pass the option. It's an it's a method of the parser, I believe. It's passed down to underline. It's a boost a command line option parser. Without this, the option won't be recognized and will be dropped on the floor.
So you think here it doesn't work, right? Add option is not means this is setting.
It does not work as you expect. We need to pass this option explicitly in the command line option.
The add options
you might want to check
that the option. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how to use it, so just to make sure. This means we can add this option in the command line. So this will support these options, right?
Yes. Probably can take a look.
That not means setting by default.
No.
Okay, so I will check it later. So that is one issue.
You can take a look at the commit I posted in the chat window, where I add an option for restart.sh.
Oh, okay.
In the line 762, the dash make FS is the path to the Crimson OSD. That way, the make FS will be recognized will be found by option.
Okay, so I will check it later, and then I think I understand. So this needs to do some work to support this BigFS transfer as the options here. That means default setting. So
no.
And here I just force it to call the in OSD makefs. Then the logic doesn't write because before it is here it is else invoke on the OSD start. So if it is makefs after makefs, we still need to start OSD, right? So this not else. It should follow then another continuation.
So you mean that makefs depends on the started OSD? Is that right?
After the makefs, you still need to call the OSD start, right? Otherwise, the OSD not started.
We use makefs. I think these two features are exclusive, mutually exclusive. If we run makefs, we don't start the OSD. Instead we are preparing for the the object storage and underlying files for starting OSD later on.
So I think we use one
you might want to check out the. Say it again.
Use one command. I think we use one command line makefs and then start OSD demo.
Yes.
We don't use two commands. We just use one command.
We use two commands.
Two commands, but makefs is one option. You can transfer many options. SD.
But I think that's how we start and prepare a storage and start it. Again, just that you might want to take a look at the commit I posted in the chat, where there are two places we launch Safe OSD or Crimson OSD if the Crimson OSD option is passed in the restarted.sh. The first command is to prepare the OSD,
you mean
the makefs, and the second is to start it.
This one?
Yes, this is the second one to start an OSD.
So I think we can use the same command and just transfer the makefs here, right? Oh, you want to transfer makef? No, not one. Should transfer makefs in this command, right?
I think this is how we test test OSD when for without the MakeFS support. In this case, we use the we use existing OSD for MakeFS, but we replace it using the Chromis OSD. The commit I sent it I posted in the chat is to let the Chromis OSD take the place of existing OSD without using the existing OSD. That put it another way.
This one is without using existing OSD.
Yes.
So without that, using existing OSD, so we can transfer the MakeFS in this command line, right? Or in the
if you prefer using MakeFS manually, probably you need to take a look into the vstar.sh instead.
You want to use the vstar.sh to make FS first.
I think it's up to you. If you want to use vstar.sh, you can use the commit I posted in the chat. If you do not want to use it, you need to take a closer look at it to see how we prepare the OSD and start it.
I want it to work as the existing OSD. How the existing OSD transfer the MakeFS? Because maybe in some
MakeFS
case,
option is passed to the Chromis OSD or SIF OSD in vstar.sh. I think we were looking at that two lines just now, right? Yes. The first place is where we pass that MakeFS to the Chromis OSD or SIF OSD.
Crimson OSD.
It's line 747.
Right?
Yeah.
MakeFS.
Right.
That's UEID. So after this command, the Chromis OSD will start up, right?
No.
Not start up. You still need another command to start up the OSD.
At line 773, we started Chromis OSD or SIF OSD.
So it's two commands.
Two commands, yes.
Okay, I understand. So it's two commands. So then the logic is keep the old one. And another is here. Here is throw runtime error because FSID is existing. So for our testing, maybe when you start multiple times, the FSID is already existing. It's not an error.
We can keep the existing behavior. If you think
yes,
it makes
the
sense.
existing behavior is not. I think
does not error out, right?
Error.
Yes, I recall that it's done an error out, and it keeps using whatever is stored in the.
It's no error. It just give you log. So the ID is already has FSID. No error here.
That's
so
fine.
I commented out. You remove.
Cool.
This one. It's not error, and another one is here. So after the MakeFS, we should to unmount. Otherwise, the OSD start will.
If we want, we are going to have a review meeting. Probably you can schedule another time, which works for us, or we can do it over GitHub.
I'll just tell you what I found here, and the last one is it didn't finish. It's because the collection is renewed. It's create new collections, and the OS map is not existed. When the get the OS map from the monitor client get the OSD map, there are some exception happened. I didn't root cause this one. Just told you the current status. So
Okay,
because collection is very new, no OSD map in the collections, and get the OSD map and some error. There is a collection exception.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay, so that is my side, and wait, how to do it? Another aspect I want to discuss with you about how to the OSD architecture design. So so we can continue the other task first, then finally we discuss the architecture design.
Yes, I think to be better to wait until Riddle is back from his Messenger v2 encryption work, so we can have more resource working on the re-architecture of the Kubernetes OSD.
Love to take a look on that. Just finishing last items on the V2 and should be back soon.
Yes, and I also put another thought on the OSD, the queue in OSD. I thought it's probably does not buy us a lot if we use the design I posted in the SeaStor mailing list. Anyway, Zhenpeng.
Last week I rebased the lab messenger to the master code and make it can work on MSGR v1 and v2, but no more. But more performance test. And the other thing is, I noticed roaming seen the comments for the batch handle is noticed for larger request which is greater than 4 kilobytes. The performance will drop much for my PR. So I will notice. So I will check this and find the reason. And I think in the later performance test, we need to do larger block test. In the previous test, we only test the 4 kilobyte test. That's all.
Yes, I was also reading your conversation over the PR, yeah. And Remy was also suggest if we want to LVEX sort together gathering IO, probably we need to.
I think our vector maybe not is the better method to pass. I think we can pass the message to the low level. Because RDMA and DPTK don't use our vector.
Yes, I see.
So maybe the best method is to send the new API and send the message to the low level. I think this is better.
Okay. Thank you. Redek, I think you're still working on the V2 Messenger, right?
One big PR has been merged. The on-wire encryption plus new preamble format working on last piece, which is another on-wire format change, basically related to CRC handling. And that's all from my side.
Okay. Yinxing, welcome back.
Yeah. So last week I fixed the alien echo unit test and verified that now the async messenger can connect to the Crimson messenger, at least on the V1 protocol, and it is merged now. And the second thing is the protocol level abstraction. It has two parts. The first part is to abstract the write events, and also there's an optimization inside the queuing strategy I was mentioned before. It is in this PR, and the second is the complete protocol level abstraction. It depends on the first one. So all the interfaces are abstracted, so we can implement a protocol v2 class. This is but I don't know when it can be merged.
Yeah, I was looking at your PR this morning, and at first I don't really understand why we need to have a write event method. But when I was looking at the V2 async messenger, I realized it's modeled after that method. I will try to comment on it and try to review it ASAP.
Okay. The second PR looks there are many modifications, but mostly it just move code around. So I think it's not very difficult to understand it. And for the third part, I reached Ricardo about. I started to look at V2 protocol implementation and asked the Ricardo to separate the V2 frame headers, and he just pushed out the PR there, and after this is merged, we can use the frame in the V2 in our V2 class. And I'm also looking at the V2 handshake logic, and I'm writing some high-level pseudocode for handshake, and I have some thoughts about it, and we'll send out QA, and we'll try to involve Ricardo to look at the logic if it is correct. And
yes. I
that's
was
all
also
from me.
thinking about if it would be great to have a Ricardo as at least a reviewer in Crimson V2 implementation. Yeah.
And the last one is I discussed with Treme about whether we need to implement V2 now, and my point is current messenger is just workable. It doesn't implement all the features, including lossless connection, fault handling, etc. So because OSD connections are lossless, and we may need some of the missing features of the Crimson messenger. Implemented with V1, it will be deprecated, right? So that's why I think it is better to implement new features with the V2 protocol. So that's why I'm still looking at the V2, and the performance analysis of the messenger. Currently, we have some initial results, and my thinking of how SeaStor will bring performance to messenger, I think we can't have so much performance improvement because the current async messenger is already using the polling, complete polling and the reactor-like logic. So in that architecture level, they are similar. So I have doubt in the messenger level how much performance improvement it can get. But the most important part is if we apply the SeaStor to the OSD, it will be more. It will have more impact performance. May have much better performance.
Yes, that's why we need to re-architecture the middle part, the middle layer of OSD. It's more important.
Yeah. So
the architecture, the change on the architecture and the design in the PG and OSD is probably more important than that in OSD or in underlying object storage.
Yeah, and from our current results, the Chromosome messenger is the performance of Chromosome messenger and async messenger seems at the same level.
That's reasonable.
So all the managers from our side, they want to see the formal testing result. So I think we have to do some formal testing, multiple test cases to show the performance result first for the Chromosome messenger. And if the Chromosome messenger can testing now, so we can set up a test environment. So in our side, Tusha asked us to testing on the 40G networking environment. So I want to see, they want to see the exactly result, what how better we can get. So
yeah,
in my mind, the first the high priority now is to do the testing. It doesn't matter if Jianpeng himself can do it, so Yingxin can continue his work.
Yeah, Jianpeng is already on this, and if he needs help, I will definitely help him. And currently we are still waiting for the 40G environment, right?
Yeah, so I will check tomorrow if our in SC Santa Clara lab we have the 40G networking.
Yeah.
Let me check if we can share the server with you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Have you guys ever tried to use the native stack instead of the POSIX stack when performing the performance test against the Crimson messenger?
Not yet.
You might know that the async messenger is pretty much inspired by SeaStor. Quite a few of its code is actually copied from SeaStor. The network implementation from SeaStor. So it's not surprising that their performance is quite alike using the same set of hardware. So the one beauty of the SeaStor stack is it features a native implementation of TCP/IP. Probably your 40G test could be benefit from a native stack. I wonder.
Native stack, you mean the DBDK, right?
DBDK or it's native TCP/IP.
Native.
What did the native mean here?
I think it's a raw socket.
I remember native stack is using DBDK. If I was correct.
It's a support either DBDK or a native socket, I think.
Oh, okay.
Probably you can take a closer look.
And the native stack. Okay, sure.
Otherwise, I don't think we can have a repeated number for when performing the apple-to-apple comparison with async messenger, because they're pretty much identical in the architecture design.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much I have. And I think the next step, I will wrap up the try to test the page recovery state machine, and test the and figure out why we have a problem when serving the request from when starting an OSD. Could you post me your step to of the testing when you spot the problem when an exception is thrown when OSD started, so I can try to take a look at it. So is there any questions or problems? Okay, see you next week, and have a good night and have a good afternoon. Have a good day.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Same for you. See you next week. Bye, guys.
See you next week.
Bye bye. See you next week.